against Dorsey. Justin Dorsey, blue gloves, black shorts. Thing could happen very quickly here.
These guys do not look like they weigh 170 pounds.
Opposite stances really allow the rear legs and punches to be very heavy. And you can see that as Trenton starts with several inside leg kicks, very heavy. Good movement out of both fighters. Great head movement out of Dorsey as he makes the transition to pro. Has a nice strike there.
Trenton on the shot.
Zdarko immediately strikes, kind of dumps, was looking to kind of dump Dorsey up over his head.
And this is where Trent's comfortable in these grappling exchanges.
Very, very deep on this exchange, almost through the legs of his opponent here, which he could use to his advantage. He could kind of use it as a dump, and he is.
He's trying to poke out the back right now. Dorsey's doing a good job of controlling the hips.
There is a triangle attempt here, potentially. It's at least the legs are there. Trenton's got to be careful of that as Dorsey looks to potentially do a triangle.
Trent's got to get control of the wrist, and he does right there. He's got to get control of that wrist and turn into him.
Trenton is turning. Dorsey now throwing elbows. Trenton's spine is aimed towards Dorsey, and Dorsey cannot hit it. Dorsey looking to grab something underneath there. Looks like he's fighting the grip of Zdarko.
And he's also looking for a Kimura, too.
He's going to use that triangle lock in his defense, and it looks like he is trying to put pressure on Zdarko as a triangle. Zdarko's been in that triangle for a long time, and it could be tighter and tighter now. It's kind of hard to see. It's more of a position right now as Dorsey's using the triangle to control Zdarko and is trying to pull on the arm for either a Kimura or maybe an armbar.
And it looks like he lost the triangle here. Trent's going to try and slip his head out. If he can, he'll be in good position here.
Absolutely. Zdarko looking to get out of the legs of Dorsey.
Easier said than done. Those are some big legs right there I'm looking at.
They are, and you can see all the definition of Dorsey's legs. We can, at least on our side of the cage. He is really holding on to Zdarko, and Zdarko is free and has 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to work. It's a long time, already throwing elbows and punches to the head of Dorsey. Dorsey sitting up, trying to posture, trying to get back to his feet. Coming off the cage now is Dorsey, also burying his head. But Zdarko loves being here.
Yep, without a doubt. This is where he wants to be. He's going to take the back here.
Taking the back to a potential takedown. He just drags him down to the mat. Gets very heavy, and now Zdarko is doing what he loves to do.
And he's got the legs trapped here, too.
Trapping both legs really takes away the base and the power
right in the mount
of Dorsey, right in the mount. This is where Dorsey doesn't want to be, and Dorsey is eating punches. This is what Zdarko loves doing. He's setting up. One hook in, back, take, pushing off the wall. He's getting a little heavy.
Getting a little high.
Could slide off. He is going to slide off, and now he's on his back, and let's see what Dorsey can do. Zdarko immediately throwing a leg over to use it as a sweep, but he might set up a leg attack here.
Trent has.
He is setting up a leg attack.
Oh, they both have leg attacks here.
They both have leg attacks. They're both heel hooks. The only heel hook currently in the situation is Dorsey. It looks like Zdarko is out. Now Zdarko's going to go to a straight leg lock.
There he goes.
It's not a heel hook. This is a straight leg lock. A calf crush or a straight leg lock.
And they're both simultaneously looking for leg locks
This is like a jiu-jitsu black belt tournament. You see this a lot. And now Dorsey's leg is still in danger, but he's, wow, look at the flexibility in that ankle joint.
Yeah, right.
Yikes. As Dorsey is free, and Dorsey is now in a dominant position, raining down punches on Zdarko. Zdarko is covering. The punches are coming in bunches, as they like to say. Zdarko moving over, but still in half guard. Has to do something to get Dorsey off of him, covering up. Dorsey punching. Sitting out heavy. A lot of scrambles going on, and now Dorsey is in half guard. Zdarko looks to be trying to hook up an arm and hold Dorsey down to protect against.
Looked like Zdarko had a potential avenue to maybe stand back up there, but he kind of fell to his back, allowing Dorsey to get back on top of him. Here, only 25 seconds left, might stall a round out.
Absolutely. There's still enough time for Dorsey to do something, and he is. Zdarko using that whizzer over the back to try to stand up. Dorsey's doing a great job keeping Zdarko. Not an easy man to keep on the back. Zdarko is using his heel. We don't see heel strikes a lot, but he is using them to stay as busy as he can off the back. butterfly to the left, left leg of Zdarko. Some elbows getting through. What changes do you think Zdarko needs to make as Zdarko and Dorsey come out, touch gloves, or thought about touching gloves, and now get back to the action?
Well, that left hand worked pretty well. He had success with the leg kick early on.
Head
throws
kick,
to the head.
Rear head kick
in
the southpaw standing Zdarko.
I was just going to say, start bringing that leg other places. Throw to the body, throw to the head. Keep mixing it up. There
And
he goes
he's
to the
going
body.
back to the shoulder.
He's got
to
to set up the kick a little bit more. He's just throwing it.
He obviously got advice from Mazada, shot it on a single leg. Got back to that same deep position. Let's see if he can finish it. He seems to be in a little bit better position, but Dorsey is fighting with some great underhooks here.
Trenton Zdarko, he's tough in this position. I've been on the other side, and he's a strong man. Now he gets the body lock.
Now
he's going to go for takedown.
This is a great spot for Trent.
He's going to look for a slam and lift here.
Zdarko's got his head stuck. Dorsey gives the head up, goes for an underhook. Zdarko working to the back. Dorsey's got an arm there. Little sweep, takedown, and a good position for Zdarko. And Dorsey is thinking immediately of jiu-jitsu off his back.
Yep.
He's setting up all types of leg attacks to the shoulder, the potential omoplata, or maybe even a triangle if he can get his knee. He'd have to connect the foot to the knee. And Zdarko's continuing to put pressure down on Dorsey.
Zdarko trained out of the Mat Factory, purple belt in jiu-jitsu. Justin Dorsey also looks pretty seasoned in jiu-jitsu. He looks comfortable here on his back. There you go. I was going to say, he needs to start throwing some punches here when he's on top of him.
And now Zdarko has transitioned to the back from side control. Hooks were not in, so he just kind of flowed over the top. Dorsey staying active off his back. Zdarko bringing all types of positions. He's so long for 170. This is an incredible frame at 170.
And for 3 5-minute rounds to keep this pace up, grappling is way harder than it looks.
And the defensive grappling that Dorsey's doing is actually taking more out of him than what Zdarko's doing, as Zdarko's locking up an arm as he steps over his back. Really unique grappling
It looks
attack.
like he's going for a twister. And he fights out of it.
Doesn't quite have the twister set up, but being very active. And now going from mount to back mount.
Oh, he's got a body lock.
To the body lock. This really puts a ton of pressure on the breathing pattern, and he let go.
He's got an arm triangle right here,
mount,
too. If he can get an arm triangle. See if he goes for, he has it right there.
Zdarko chooses to go back to the ground and pound and lets the potential arm triangle go. Punching Dorsey. Dorsey continuing to scramble, but those double hooks in Dorsey's leg is keeping him where he is.
See Dorsey take a deep breath. Oh, he's got the...
Zdarko looking
now
to
he's got an arm
his
triangle
hands,
here.
Has the arm triangle. He's got to get heavier down to keep it, and he rolls off. Zdarko continuing to put a clinic of grappling on him. Dorsey looking to control one of Zdarko's legs in an attempt to scramble out. Zdarko hitting the side of Dorsey's head.
Dorsey has an answer for every submission attempt that Zdarko's gone with.
This is incredible chain of attack and defense over and over. Zdarko working up the side, could work toward a side triangle choke, an arm triangle, and immediately Dorsey gets that arm out of the way.
Yep. Trent needs to posture up and start throwing strikes.
Dorsey continues to be very elusive off his back, likely losing the round because of positioning, but is staying very engaged in the fight, using the knee shield there and potential sweep opportunity. Zdarko continuing to throw elbows, looking to isolate the head of Dorsey.
Every time he tries to roll onto his stomach, he's using that crossface to put him right back into half guard. See, you see it right now. He's using that. He's grabbing the wrist.
We're starting to see some blood on the head of Dorsey. Could be from Zdarko, given the positioning, or from Dorsey. Dorsey is fighting his way back up, and Zdarko does just a nice sit-down, pull-down, rolls out the back to get back to a double leg takedown.
Unbelievable.
How hard is that connection there to connect those takedown attempts?
I mean, that's just years and years of experience, especially pulling him back on top. He was dangerous, but you really saw him use his feet to be able to control him and not be able to lose that position.
There was a Kimura attempt off the bottom. He'd have to roll through or at least pull the arm out as Dorsey continues the attack for now.
Trent's got 10 seconds. It looks like he's... That's close. That's tight.
He could pop it through, and Trent's
He rolls
rolling.
through.
Dorsey used it to roll him over. There's a lot of blood. We're not quite sure. We want to look at the faces.
Where the blood's coming from?
It's magic blood. We have no idea where it came from. The open opposite stances here leaves a lot of head kicks. We saw Trent do that. Dorsey coming out with a cross. Trent answering with a low kick. Dorsey working Trent up against the cage, just a little bit closer to the cage. Dorsey looking to be elusive with his head, and Trent shoots a double leg. It gets sprawled, controlled. Looks like Dorsey up against the cage is fighting off the takedown attempt.
And he's
Zdarko
got
the
control.
pressure.
He's got control of the leg. His grip strength is so strong, and it's so hard to get rid of him when he has that grip strength, whether it's a body lock or a leg.
Dorsey is trying to twist and leverage Zdarko off his leg, and it doesn't look like it's going to be working as Zdarko is going back to the double leg, a wide double leg takedown attempt, and it looks like he got it. Nice slam here. Crowd reacts as they're pulling for the Mat Factory product. Zdarko in closed guard, now open guard.
And this is where Trent wants to be.
Let's see if he follows your advice to go more to heavy ground and pound.
I think he just needs to continue what he did over the first 2 rounds, control him, be one step ahead of him in every position, throw some strikes.
Dorsey looking to be active off his back, is moving the hips well and locking up the arm. Oh, and Trent is out of that and slowly gaining control over Dorsey's body. Dorsey's turning in to see if he can get a sweep or an escape of his own.
Justin, he's just laying here. There we go.
Trent's doing some punches, and it looks like Dorsey's going to get back to his feet, at least attempt. And now Trent's got a leg kind of locked up there, and he's riding the back of Dorsey, a la great grapplers that stay on the back. And he pulled him right back down. Damian Maia did that a lot.
Yep.
Got on the back, stays on the back. Great control from Zdarko.
And it's the safest position to be in MMA.
Can't punch backwards. Well, it kind of can, but it's not as effective.
Right.
Can do some backward elbows a little bit. Some knees from Zdarko. Keeping that body lock, keeping his hands controlled. Is not able to strike with his hands, of course, because he's got them connected. Now he does. He lets go.
And the grip strength and the forearm durability that it takes to hold that grip for 15 straight minutes is easier said than done.
Yeah, 2 arms against the entire torso of a very muscled and explosive athlete is impressive. And Zdarko broke his grip for a second to grab the arm of Dorsey and then right back to his grip, just grabbing the arm of Dorsey out to control him as he tried to get up. Zdarko working from the backside position now.
Dorsey just needs to press on his head and try to get away and try to free his legs. I know it's easier said than done. He keeps trying to give up his back, but he needs to shrimp out and stand up.
Absolutely. And Dorsey's corner is imploring him to get up, telling him that Zdarko is just laying on top of him. But that's not the full picture, as Zdarko brings a lot of skill set to the top position.
He's just one step ahead of Dorsey in every grappling exchange. And it might just look like that to the average viewer, but there's a lot of technique involved in what he's doing right now.
There absolutely is. And Zdarko's now back to half control from the top position. Looks like he is working on the arm of Dorsey, stepping over into mount.
See, that's the type of little transitions that are just winning this fight for him.
Transition after transition. Now some punches. Dorsey's doing a good job constantly getting out of whatever Zdarko does, but he's losing this fight as we head to 1 minute.
Trent's got him in a really bad position. He needs to just posture up and start throwing strikes.
This is the same position Trent used to finish his last opponent in May. The position he loves, the double hooks. He needs to flatten the hips out a little bit more, and now we're back to a side full mount, back mount.
45 seconds left. Dorsey's got to pull something out of the hat right now. And Trent is just controlling this fight.
Dorsey tried to upset his base, and Zdarko did roll a little bit, but came right back to the full mount. Dorsey seems to be understandably slowing down as we are under 30 seconds in this fight. Dorsey's been on the bottom for a lot of it, trying to stay as active as he can. Zdarko's pace and pressure winning the day for him.
10 seconds left in the fight. Zdarko continues to control him.
Some punches to end the fight for Zdarko, as Zdarko will end the fight on top of Dorsey. Justin, the musician Dorsey, has completed his first professional fight as a debuter. And Zdarko with a lot of great